Hello, this is Elizabeth Ortel, and for the next half hour, I'll be reading articles from Buffalo Rising on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. Construction Watch. Iroquois Lofts. One of the city's largest, if not most visible, adaptive reuse projects underway is happening on Exchange Street. Rochester-based Park Grove Realty is putting 64 apartments into the Iroquois Door Company, located at 619 Exchange Street in the Larkin District. Park Grove purchased the currently vacant 81,500 square foot building in May 2019 for $1.45 million. 15 parking spaces are proposed for a surface lot on the west end of the site, and the first floor of the two-story portion of the complex will contain 13 parking spaces. Pissarro Associates is project architect. The Iroquois Door Company building was designed by the notable firm of Bethune, and Fuchs, the firm of Louise Blanchard Bethune, the nation's first professional woman architect. The first portion of the building was completed in 1904 and was expanded 4 times, the latest in 1925. The westernmost section of the building was demolished. Buffalo Electric Glass joins the GL&W project. A new cultural destination for Western New York, Buffalo Electric Glass, a newly formed nonprofit glassmaking studio, announced its intention to become a significant cultural tenant of Savarino's second-floor redevelopment in the GL&W terminal. The organization plans to build out the region's first publicly accessible hot glass workshop and the world's first all-electric glass hot shop. The facility will introduce visitors and learners of all ages to hands-on glassmaking, narrated demonstrations, educational experiences, and artist-led programs. The addition of BEG marks a significant step forward for Savarino's plan for the GL&W terminal's upper-level development. It also strengthens the project's educational and cultural identity. BEG's path to the GL&W terminal began before the nonprofit existed. For well over a decade, Buffalo Rising's Newell Nussbaumer has followed the waterfront and the former train shed's redevelopment potential with close interest. Last spring, he came across the GL&W project website and reached out with a suggestion that would ultimately reshape the building's future. What follows is best described in Newell's own account. While playing pool, I met a guy by the name of Robert Cassetti, who told me that he was retired from the Corning Museum of Glass. I told Cassetti that it was a lifelong dream to establish a significant glass facility in Buffalo, and he said that it would never happen. It would be too expensive, not enough resources. There's already a glass museum in New York State, etc. At the end of the evening, I grabbed his contact, and the next day I reached out to Krista Glennie at the GL&W and told her that I met Cassetti and that I thought there was a huge opportunity to establish a glassmaking facility at the GL&W. It would be a unique, all-ages attraction that would draw countless people to the waterfront. While she didn't think that the idea was in line with the direction that they were heading, she agreed to meet up with Cassetti. The rest, as they say, is history, or the future of the GL&W project in this case. This cultural attraction is now being considered the anchor of the terminal. which is anticipated to attract hundreds of thousands of people to the waterfront each year. Its anchor status will also prop up many of the other businesses located within the facility, which will benefit greatly from the foot traffic that it will generate. The early conversations sparked a series of steps that carried the idea forward. Glennie met with Cassetti that summer. Soon after, she and CEO Samuel J. Savarino traveled to Corning to tour the Corning Museum of Glass with Robert Cassetti and his longtime colleague and inventor Steve Gibbs. As preliminary planning advanced, the NFTA granted the team access to tour the second floor of the DL&W. This allowed Cassetti and Gibbs to grasp its scale and structure and to begin shaping its feasibility. CJS Architects, longtime partners of Savarino companies with prior hot shop design experience, were engaged to design the future BEG facility within the historic building. BEG's leadership team brings national and international experience in contemporary glassmaking, museum education, and cultural innovation. Robert Cassetti, president of BEG's founding board, served more than 30 years at the Corning Museum of Glass, where he led creative strategy, visitor engagement, and exhibition design. Cassetti and Steve Gibbs, who will serve as senior advisor, created the museum's industry-defining hot glass show and mobile glassmaking programs. Gibbs is also the co-inventor of the electric furnace technologies that will power BEG's all-electric hot shop, poised to be the most sustainable of its kind. These innovations connect directly to Buffalo's legacy as the Electric City and the City of Light, shaped by hydropower and industrial ingenuity. A board built on experience and public benefit. In parallel with the design and feasibility work, a founding board of local professionals formed to guide Buffalo Electric Glass through its early nonprofit development and 501c3 application. Each brings expertise in fundraising, cultural programming, design, civic engagement, and regional development. Officers include Robert Cassetti, president, is the BEG senior advisor and retired senior director of creative strategy and visitor engagement at the Corning Museum of Glass. In addition to his leadership in audience engagement, Cassetti has served on arts and museum boards, contributing expertise in creative strategy, communications, and cross-disciplinary cultural programming. Emily Tucker, Vice President, is Assistant Director of Leadership Annual Giving University at Buffalo and co-founder and co-director Art Resource. Tucker is a fundraising and community engagement professional and art curator with extensive board experience. Renata Tony, Secretary, is Vice President of Destination Experience at Visit Buffalo. A long-standing communications specialist, Tony's career includes advancing arts, culture, and destination storytelling across Western New York. Carrie Kerper, Treasurer, is Director of Community Development, City of Olean. As an economic development leader, Kerper has extensive experience supporting municipal revitalization, small business growth, and community-focused programming. BEG belongs at the DL&W. BEG aligns directly with the DL&W project's purpose to return a historic landmark to public use as a year-round cultural, civic, and economic asset. The Hot Glass Studio will attract residents and visitors through daily activities, anchor the building's southwest corner with a major high-impact cultural use. complement the terminal's public market, food vendors, event spaces, and terminal-wide programming plans. Support the terminal's vision to extend waterfront programming into all 4 seasons. Strengthen Buffalo's tourism and cultural identity with an experience not found elsewhere in the region. An investment in Buffalo's creative identity. When it opens in early 2028 with the complete second floor redevelopment, Buffalo Electric Glass will offer a studio environment where visitors participate directly in the making process. This visitor as creator model is central to BEG's mission, encouraging people to shape glass, witness live demonstrations, hear about Buffalo's electric legacy, and learn from master glassblowers. For families, school groups, tourists, artists, and community members, BEG will be a new reason to return to the waterfront and a catalyst for activity throughout the building. A Greener Vision, genesis of Open Buffalo's Urban Ecology Campus. Since 2020, Open Buffalo has been working towards rebuilding the east side of Buffalo in ways that are progressive, sustainable, and achievable. By listening to community members and studying best practice scenarios from around the world, the idea to build an urban ecology campus came to pass. The vision is to develop a 10-acre site into a predominantly green space where people can grow their own food, gather together for family-friendly events, participate in workforce development exercises, and develop holistic practices and strategies that will reimagine a section of the city that has essentially been left behind. For anyone familiar with the greening of Detroit, this is Buffalo's answer to that sensational programming effort. This is not rocket science after all. It's an initiative that is centered around heart. It's about getting healthy. It's about furthering education. It's about instilling common sense. It's about giving people the knowledge and the resources to build a community, while ensuring that this is a citywide effort at the same time. We have to remember that Buffalo is only as strong as the sum of its parts. If the east side is unhealthy, then the city of Buffalo is unhealthy. It's one and the same. Currently, Open Buffalo is hosting a series of events and initiatives, including community listening sessions, business cooperative training programs, an Open Buffalo Emerging Leaders program, meetings pertaining to an East Side Soil project, youth action, guest speaker presentations, member meetups, eco-justice block parties, etc. The organization is also in the midst of attempting to raise over $25 million to achieve its Eco Campus vision. They are doing this by aligning with local and national partners that understand the importance of the directive and what it means to Buffalo. As for the Open Buffalo's Eco Campus, the organization has posted the following. Encompassing 32,000 square feet of indoor facilities and expansive outdoor spaces, Open Buffalo's Eco Campus will provide much-needed outdoor green space, positively impacting mental health, physical activity, school performance, and overall mood. Our goal is to develop neighborhood-level climate resilience strategies, prepare communities of color for new green sector jobs, and utilize community building strategies that create more just and joyful neighborhoods for us all. Potential features and community survey. Envisioned as a 10-acre development, the Eco Center boasts an array of offerings, highly sustainable agricultural design and operations, beautiful, natural, indoor and outdoor green spaces. Team building facilities, including a ropes course, walking paths, and creative play spaces. Multiple use art spaces for educational events, performing arts productions, and diverse arts programs. Shared spaces for organizations and individuals advancing just transition. A hub for organizing, strategizing, and consolidating political power. A community store-style space with quality food and home goods, gardens, composting, and a commercial kitchen nurturing a holistic food economy. Publicly available Wi-Fi, technology access, computer labs, and maker spaces. A cafe and co-working space providing healthy fare and a peaceful atmosphere. Ongoing education on just transition, grounded in local examples. Leadership opportunities for participants and workers. You are listening to a reading of articles from Buffalo Rising on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. In college news, big deal. Golisano buys One News Plaza. Tom Golisano has found a home for a Golisano Institute for Business and Entrepreneurship, Buffalo campus, a business school he founded in Rochester. Golisano purchased One News Plaza today from Douglas Jamal for an even $10 million. For Jamal, the sale represents a further retreat from grand development plans that have been slowed by a tight commercial real estate lending market. Jamal doubled his money as he purchased the property in August 2024 for $5.2 million. The Golisano Institute for Business and Entrepreneurship offers a certificate in business and entrepreneurship and an advanced certificate in artificial intelligence and business. Its Rochester campus is located in the town of Brighton. Jamal purchased the property located at Washington and Scott Streets from news owner Lee Enterprises. The 5-story building, opened in 1973, contains 160,000 square feet of space. The sale to Golisano also includes the large printing press building behind the office building. Jamal owns the HSBC Atrium building, the parking lots behind it, and the Buffalo News parking lot at 33 Scott Street. Those parking lots are being eyed as a possible site of a soccer stadium. In 2022, the Buffalo News moved its offices to the Larkin District, downsizing significantly to just 20,000 square feet of space in the process, and announced its local printing operations would be shut down and handled in Cleveland. Uniland Development had expected to redevelop the complex for one or more users and with one or more uses, but backed out of the deal in early 2023. Jamal purchased the property without concrete reuse plans, but talked about a possible residential conversion of the office building and commercial space in the press building. In the business section, Dash's calls upon Paula's Donuts to fill hole left by Famous Donuts. Dash's Market has announced that it is partnering with Paula's Donuts to fill the hole left behind by Famous Donuts. This transition has opened up the comment floodgates on social media channels, where donut lovers are sparring with each other about what the best donut in Buffalo actually is. It seems as if there is a bittersweet taste left in some people's mouths who are very sorry and sad to see Famous Donuts go, as they are retiring after 80 years in business. There is a chance that new owners might take it over. At the same time, Paula's has a tremendous following, which means that Dash's customers will soon be able to add the coveted scratch donuts to their shopping list. We're excited to announce our partnership with Paula's Donuts. Starting Sunday, November 16th, all 4 of Dash's had Paula's donuts made from scratch by hand, just the way they always have been. Delivered fresh and made with love daily. They can't wait to win this partnership with amazing local family-run business. We currently carry Famous, but they are retiring. We're thankful for the long partnership we have had with them over the years. In restaurant section, Christmas tradition. The Bloom and Rose offers gourmet Chinese fusion takeout in December. The Bloom and Rose Jewish Deli is mixing things up during the month of December as it brings back its annual love letter to Chinese food, starting on Monday, December 8th through Wednesday, December 24th. The temporary menu transition is in response to the Jewish American pastime of eating Chinese cuisine on Christmas. The owners of Bloom and Rose figured that they would take the quirky culinary glitch in the Matrix and use it as inspiration for its holiday menu. Available exclusively for online order and pickup or delivery, with no dine-in service or catering options. For the 3rd year running, Bloom and Rose is offering dishes such as its smash hit Crab Rangoon Knish, along with other fan favorites including Szechuan brisket, char siu pork belly, kung pao chicken, and pastrami fried rice. Along these menu creations are prepared in large batches. Some of the dishes are known for being so popular that they sell out quickly. The Szechuan brisket, for example, is typically the first to get 86th sellout as orders come flooding in. The dish, which requires multiple days to marinate and slow cook, tends to run out early, which is why the owners encourage customers to be on the ball when ordering. Guests can expect starters such as crispy scallion pancake latkes and the crab rangoon knish. Entrees including Szechuan brisket, char siu pork belly, and kung pao chicken, and dessert options such as Thai tea rice pudding. Pastrami fried rice returns as both an entree and an add-on option. Growing up in a Jewish family, Christmas was always a little different, says co-owner and chef Zach Rosenblum, whose restaurant is known for serving Jewish cuisine, built on a backbone of house-smoked brisket, turkey, and house-brined corned beef. We upheld the sacred tradition that many Jewish Americans take part in on the 25th, a pilgrimage to our favorite Chinese restaurant after a movie. This tradition dates back to the 1800s in New York City, when Chinese food was one of the few cuisines both open on Christmas and compatible with kosher dietary laws. While the Bloom and Rose is not strictly kosher, I love Asian cuisine and regularly sneak those flavors into our deli dishes. No cuisine can touch the magic made when the flavors of 2 poor immigrant communities meld, says co-owner and chef J.B. Pagels, who is partners with Rosenblum and Josh Lankford. Our Jewish flavor profiles and Asian flavors complement each other surprisingly well, creating funky yet relatable riffs on traditional dishes. The Bloom and Rose, located at 27 Chandler Street. Golden Waffles, original location at 3500 Main Street, which opened earlier this year, is now opening a spot in the Elmwood Village in the former Cereal Spot storefront, 547 Elmwood. Taking a quick peek at the Golden Waffles offerings, they serve up all sorts of crazy concoctions, including waffles from Belgian to s'mores adventure to hot fudge brownie, croffles, a mashup of a croissant and a waffle, An array of pancakes, bubble waffle sticks, ice cream, build your own crepes, milkshakes from Cap'n Crunch to blueberry cheesecake, sundae cups, and smoothies. Not to say that the Elmwood location will have the exact same menu, but that will most likely be the case. You can see some of the sweet and savory surprises in store by checking out their Instagram page. With Squeeze Juicery now closed on Elmwood, and the Connecticut Street Creamery with its bubble waffles shuttered on the near west side, the timing could be just right for this family-friendly operation to take hold. If you think about a street that could use a place like this, where kids feel right at home eating with the adults, Golden Waffles might really be onto something. I, for one, know that my dad will be frequenting this place, as he is a huge fan of anything that he can put syrup on. When I tag along with him, I will have to choose between the sweet and savory menu options, although I have to admit that I might just drive straight into a Dubai chocolate milkshake to test the waters. Moda Market partners with Brightsmith Brewing for a winter series on Niagara Street. After a successful inaugural stint this summer on Bidwell Parkway, Moda Market is moving indoors. Founders Brianna Hunter and Katie Monticelli have decided to host a series of marketeering events at Brightsmith Brewing, located at 1250 Niagara Street in the newly renovated Anvil Room. These winter season pop-ups will feature brunch, bubbles, beats, beer, shopping, wood-fired pizza, and a fleet of local vendors. With plenty of room to shop, drink, eat, and dance, the Moda Market plus Brightsmith collaboration promises to keep the good vibes flowing all winter long. Music will be provided by co-founder Katie Monticelli, DJ KTB Kind, setting the tone and creating an inviting and inspiring atmosphere. The first holiday market will include selfies with Santa, a hot chocolate bar, and a festive lineup of holiday brunch beverages. If you're a fan of all of the outdoor markets that take place in Buffalo throughout the summer months, it might be time to try this one out. The Moda Market plus Brightsmith Brewing series will run on select Saturdays from December through May, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Mira, the talk of the town. Mira has opened its doors in the Elmwood Village, bringing with it a refreshed excitement for one of the city's most vibrant commercial districts. After beloved Panos closed its doors, the building, which sits at 1081 Elmwood Avenue, became a big question mark on Elmwood. Who would take over such a sizable, shuttered address, especially at a time when a string of other restaurants were closing around the city? Fortunately, the new owners took a risk, and it looks as if they will reap the rewards. So will Elmwood Avenue. While closing the Little Club on Hurdle, Mira has opened up at the perfect time. The subdued lighting casts a relaxing vibe throughout the first floor dining area, with brighter illuminations coming from the bar and the open kitchen. They did a remarkable job of transforming Mira into a relaxed, candlelit atmosphere that was a welcome, chill setting, the perfect spot to eat and drink and unwind. You've been listening to a reading of articles from Buffalo Rising. Your reader has been Elizabeth Ortel. Thank you for listening.
You're listening to the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service with broadcast studios at 1199 Harlem Road in Cheektowaga. Radio readings are broadcast 24 hours a day, every day, to area people who are blind or have a print disability. This year, our agency marks almost 40 years on the air with more than 300,000 hours of radio readings to those without sight. Our broadcast signal is provided at no charge by WNED. The Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service website is nfradioreading.org. For more information, call 716-821-5555. morning. Welcome to another broadcast day on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service, a private, not-for-profit organization